Hey everybody, welcome back to Munro Live. Today we have a really special guest, Julian Pilas with Mercedes-Benz, and we're standing in front of the Vision EQXX. It's this phenomenal vehicle behind us that him and his team has been working on for a long time, and it's ultra aerodynamic and ultra efficient. It's achieved an amazing feat of economy, driving well over 1,200 kilometers. And do you want to explain a little bit about how your team achieved that?
Yes.
And starting with aerodynamics. First of all, the badge right here is a sticker. So normally Mercedes is known for really elegant badges throughout the years, but eliminating the turbulent flow is critical. Do you want to walk through some of those things?
Yes. So you don't want to disturb the airflow more than you have to. So we had to find a lot of solutions. Like this project is all about turning every stone to get the highest efficiency possible, and at the same time creating a Mercedes. So if we're gonna get through the aerodynamics, for example, the wheels is something crucial for aerodynamics. So over here we have an air curtain, and that lets the air flow around the wheel. And over here the air gets sucked back in with this air breather. Also the turbulences from the wheels are sucked in by the air breather, and then the air can go nicely laminar around the car to the back of the car. And the CD value of this car is 0.17, which is really, really good for a car like this. Usually with cars with such a good CD value, you see the rear wheels covered so that you do not have the turbulences affecting.
Yeah.
We did not want this because design-wise, those covers would not be beautiful. To leave the covers out, we picked the solution that we narrowed the wheelbase in the back of the car by 50 millimeters. So 25 millimeters each side, making the wheel get back inside a bit so that the air can nicely go around the wheel. Also, we have covered the wheels, and the tires are specifically developed for this vehicle as well. In terms of aerodynamics, if you touch it, even the prints are as flat as possible. So
Yeah.
this again is showing that we turned every stone.
And even the handles are integrated into the vehicle
Yes,
with only a very slight feature there.
Yeah. And we have one very nice active aerodynamic part. I'm going to show it in the back of the car. It's the diffuser.
Yeah.
And this diffuser comes out at around 60 kph. It decreases us the CD value 0.01.
Man, that's amazing. It's almost like I'm seeing a lot of racing technology here. So have you worked with the F1 team on any of this? Because I'm guessing the bottom of this vehicle is perfectly flat. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And are
it's
you
perfectly
utilizing any of the bottom of the vehicle for thermal properties?
Yes, we have an underflow cooling plate mounted so that the air has not to go through the cooling plate, but just beside the cooling plate. We work together with our Mercedes-Benz Formula One teams and HPP, High Performance Powertrains, in Brixworth, and also in Brackley, our colleagues from Chassis Formula One. I work for the drivetrain, and we had a really, really close cooperation with those guys, which was very fruitful, not only in terms of technology, but also in terms of working as a team. You know, we had a really tight schedule in the project. We started on a blank page, and 18 months later, we had the press release for this car.
Yeah.
So we developed it in 18 months together with the guys from Formula One.
Yeah. And you were talking a little earlier about the structure of the car. You said it's a mixed material body with a large casting in the rear. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, we have a bionic cast is what we call it, a huge aluminum cast part in the rear of the vehicle, which is numerically optimized so that you only have material where you need it, and the rest is just air. We had to put in something so that there's not any water getting in because we could not leave it as holes. But yeah, essentially this saves us a lot of weight as well.
Yeah, and this is a very beautiful car. It's very elegant to look at. It almost reminds me of, you know, vehicles from like the 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
I think before the 50s, kind of ruined cars, almost like a very sleek car that I'd see in like a mobster movie or something. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I fell in love with the first model I see initially because I did not expect it to look that good with such a CD value. It's a really good job the designers together with our aerodynamicists did. We were really focused in this project on those 1,000 kilometers of range, and it helps as a team to have this focus. So we had like engineering talks and also fights about the best technical solution, and that was really, really inspiring, and that's why all of the details here are so optimized because everybody was so into it.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to take this thing for a ride, get inside, and we'll do that, and we'll talk some more. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, so here you have plant-based materials and recycled materials. It's all plant-based. So you are sitting on a material that is made from cactus, fast growing. So we also wanted it not only to be efficient in terms of electric consumption, but also being naturally based in terms of the materials that we use.
Yeah, and it looks very organic to me with a lot of these skeletonized structures, probably for weight reduction.
Yes.
And the screen goes all the way across. And for our viewers, I'm going to actually pull my phone out and get a little B-roll here because the cameras are pointed in. This is really an incredible screen that goes across the entire vehicle. Now, is this a very efficient screen?
It is.
So I heard, efficient. Do you know the power consumption of that screen?
It's as low as it can get for such a type of screen. So we looked at every single power consumption of the 12-volt system. The power consumption of the screen actually depends on what image you show, because black is not consuming any energy with the screen. We have 3,000 dimming zones in it.
Is it an OLED?
It's mini LED.
Mini LED, okay.
Yeah. And we have those tech views because we have sensors in the car. For example, over here, we have pressure sensors in the car. They are mounted in front of the car facing 3 different directions. And with the pressure difference, we can calculate wind speed and also wind direction.
Yeah, very nice. Well, for everyone out there watching on Munro Live, this car is amazing. I'm actually kind of blown away. It even has accent lighting throughout. So this is not being achieved without some creature comforts and style. So some ultra mileage vehicles in the past wouldn't have a screen like this or these lights, and the solar roof on top. So that generates 380 watts. Is that correct? Do you know the solar roof?
Peak?
300?
We could look at it in the tech views, but now it's dark, so...
Oh, yeah. That's all right. But that's enough to supplement some of your 12-volt usage.
Yes.
Not supplement the battery, but...
Yeah, it supplements the 12-volt usage, so this way we can just supplement the auxiliaries with the solar. But this also enhances the range for us, you know.
Yeah.
It gave us, on our ride to the south of France, around 20 kilometers of range, where we went from north to south. When you go from south to north, it gives you more because then the sun is coming from the back. Yeah. And there it got us 45 kilometers of range, which is significant.
Yeah, that is significant. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. So how does it drive? I mean, what's the suspension like? Is it very stiff? Do you have air suspension that lowers it?
No, we got no air suspension because of weight savings, but we have something special. We have glass fiber springs in the back of the car, which are really, really cool. And suspension-wise, you'll see it is quite stiff because we have a quite low body. But I think it's well tailored for the car. I would say it's a lightweight car. It's fun to drive. The corning is really fun because of the low weight. We have specifically designed tires for the car, and I love to drive the car. Like really, I'm truly in love with it. This moment in time when you drive a car for the first time, you know all the specs, all the details and everything.
Yeah.
But like feeling it in reality,
Yeah.
how linear the steering is, how the suspension feels, that was a very special moment for me.
Nice. Very good. Well, this is really cool. I'm excited to see how it feels when we get rolling. Now, does this vehicle accommodate people of all heights? So normally they do 5th percentile female to 95th percentile male. I still feel like if you're rather tall, the seats could move back, or is there any compromise there for ergonomics because of the roof height?
Well, our first driver of the first stint, Friedemann, he is around 2 meters tall, so he fits in the car as well. So that works out quite well. How do you like it, the seats?
Yeah, the seats are very comfortable, and you can really tell that it's slipping through the air because I'm used to hearing more wind turbulence in my Tesla Model S Plaid and my Model 3. It is a glass roof, so it's something in an electric vehicle that we're really keen on listening to the amount of wind noise. And these mirrors look very, very small, incredibly small, and maybe at the limit of what's legal, you know.
Yeah, it is.
And if you were to eliminate the mirrors and do cameras, do you know how much that would affect your range? Is that
I cannot tell you the specific number, but we decided against cameras.
Yeah.
We also took a look at that because of the electric consumption.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And the other thing is we do not like the 2D view. You know, like if you look in a real mirror, it's 3D. Your eyes, especially in the dark, they do not have to readjust. But if you look on a screen, then your eyes always have to adjust.
Yeah. So I find the ride very smooth. I expected it to be a little rougher, and it's very nice. Yeah.
Let's check out the torque.
Yeah, very fast. Yeah, I'm kind of spoiled because I have a Rivian and a Model S Plaid, which are ridiculously fast. So and even the EQS, which we had a press vehicle a while back, that's very fast too. About 500 or 600 horsepower. Very, you know. How much horsepower does this have, or kilowatts?
This
of power?
has 100 kilowatts of power.
Yeah.
We're gonna go at the rear wheels.
That's it.
Which is 245 horsepower. That's it. But it's sufficient. You see, it's really fun.
Yeah,
Really good.
I actually was interviewed today by another YouTuber, and he asked, "What are some of the enablers to have a $20,000 vehicle or $25,000 vehicle?" And I said, the consumers need to lower their expectations for power in an EV, because like all-wheel drive electric vehicles that have 5, 6, 7, 800 horsepower, 1,000 horsepower is unnecessary in most use cases, and most automobiles can function just fine with 150 to 250 horsepower.
Yes,
it's more than reasonable to accelerate on a freeway or overtake.
Weight is something that plays a key role in it. So you have to have a good ratio between power and weight.
Yeah.
And we really went down a weight spiral with this project here. The problem with this weight spiral is, for example, if you build a powerful car, then you have to have a bigger battery, bigger motor. And then
it weighs more, and then your suspension components need to be bigger. It's a cascading effect.
Exactly. Yeah. And we went down the weight spiral. You know, we decided to throw out the liquid cooling for the battery.
Smart.
Because we do not need it, because we don't have that much weight.
Yeah.
So this is really, really beneficial. And then you have lower weight, and you can take out weight of the rims, for example, and everything. So this is.
So what type of cells are you using for the battery? Are they pouch style? Are they cylindrical, prismatic?
In terms of cells, it's high silicon anode. So we took a look at the chemistry as well for the cells, and it's a optimized cell in that way.
Yeah, very nice. And I noticed the door handles are these little straps right here.
Yes.
That reminds me of vehicles from the 50s, 60s, and 70s in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They would have a little pull strap to exit the door because
Yeah.
it's way lighter than having all the mechanism.
Yes. It's a nice idea. I think.
It's intuitive, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real cool being in a Mercedes-Benz with a pull strap handle to get out. Yeah. Well, Julian, I really appreciate you taking me a ride in this car. Thanks for all the great information. To my viewers out there, I'm going to get out and do a little bit of wrap up, but this is really incredible to see all the hard work by the Mercedes-Benz team. The EQXX is as advertised, and stay tuned for more from CES 2023. Thanks. And that's a wrap with the EQXX. Thanks to Julian for giving me all that great information on the ride. Really an incredible car, and a lot of those findings are going to be used by the Mercedes-Benz team to develop their EVs into the future. So Thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Bye.